Chat Claude code usage, limits expanded as Anthropic secures SpaceX deal. This just happened, and it changes everything. Anthropic announced a significant expansion of Claude code usage limits for enterprise customers, and the catalyst is a new major partnership with SpaceX. This isn't just another vendor deal. It signals a fundamental shift in how AI infrastructure companies are positioning themselves in the market and what they're willing to commit to win big accounts. Here's what we know. Anthropic is dramatically increasing the amount of code Claude can process and generate for paying customers. Existing enterprise users are seeing their limits jump substantially. For SpaceX specifically, this appears to be part of a broader commercial agreement that gives the aerospace company preferential access to Claude's capabilities at scale. The deal structure mirrors similar arrangements Anthropic has struck with Microsoft, Amazon, and other enterprise giants. What makes this newsworthy is the timing and the scale. Anthropic has been methodical about enterprise partnerships, but this acceleration suggests the company is moving faster to lock in major customers before the competitive landscape gets even more crowded. Claude is already considered one of the most capable AI models available, but raw capability means nothing if you can't serve your biggest customers at the volume they need. On the surface, this is a business development win for Anthropic. But zoom out, and you're looking at something more significant. The infrastructure layer of AI is consolidating around a handful of dominant players, and those players are willing to make substantial commitments to lock in enterprise relationships. First, there's the technical implication. Code generation and processing is computationally expensive. Raising limits for major customers means Anthropic is betting it can absorb those costs and still remain profitable. That's a confidence signal about their margins, their scaling capabilities, and their product roadmap. They wouldn't do this if they weren't sure they could deliver without degrading service for other users. Second, this is about moat building. Once SpaceX integrates Claude deeply into their engineering workflows, switching costs become enormous. Same with Microsoft's integration of Claude into enterprise tools, or Amazon's partnership for AWS customers. These deals aren't transactional. They're about making Claude indispensable to mission-critical operations. That's how you build defensibility in a market where new AI models launch constantly. Third, watch the message this sends to other potential enterprise customers. If SpaceX, arguably the most technically rigorous company in the world, is committing to Claude at scale, that's a powerful endorsement. It signals that Anthropic's product is trusted by the people building rockets and landing spacecraft. That kind of social proof is worth more than any marketing campaign. The immediate beneficiaries are obvious. SpaceX gets more computational headroom to use Claude for engineering tasks, documentation, code review, and whatever else they've built into their internal workflows. For Anthropic's other enterprise customers, Microsoft, Amazon, and whoever else has struck similar deals, this sets a new market expectation. They'll likely demand similar increases or risk feeling like second-tier users. But there's a broader constituency affected here. Every company evaluating AI vendors for enterprise use needs to pay attention. This deal effectively says that Anthropic is willing to customize terms and expand capabilities for serious customers. That changes the negotiation equation if you're a Fortune 500 company with significant usage requirements. The startups and small businesses using Claude through the API or subscription service? They're watching this too, though in a different way. These enterprise mega deals often come at the expense of consumer products. Resources are finite, and when you're pouring engineering effort into serving SpaceX and Microsoft at the highest levels of customization, something has to give elsewhere. Expect OpenAI, Google, and other AI leaders to respond with their own enterprise customization announcements. This is how enterprise software markets work. Once one vendor makes a major commitment to a marquee customer, competitors immediately offer similar or better terms to their own accounts. Watch for more of these partnerships to become public. Anthropic has been relatively quiet about some of its enterprise agreements, but pressure to demonstrate market traction will increase. Announcements like this one generate momentum. Also monitor the actual technical rollout. How quickly can Anthropic increase Claude's availability without sacrificing quality? That's the real test. Anyone can announce higher limits. Delivering on them consistently is different. Finally, pay attention to pricing architecture. These partnerships often come with volume discounts or tiered pricing that's worth as much as the increased limits themselves. The real story is often in the financial terms, not the technical specifications. Anthropic is making a calculated bet that it can win enterprise market share by being more accommodating, more customizable, and more willing to commit resources to major customers than competitors. The SpaceX deal is a high-profile confirmation that strategy is working. If you're evaluating AI vendors, this is a signal that terms are negotiable and commitments from AI companies are increasingly concrete. If you're competing with Anthropic, this is a warning that you need to move faster. Follow for daily AI and business updates.